You alright guys, welcome back to Blind Look Barbecue. I'm Andy. Today we're going to be making some smoked chicken wings. They're going to be smoky, they're going to be crispy. We're going to make a spicy maple glaze to put on them at the end. They're going to be awesome. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so as the title of the video suggests, we're going to need some chicken wings. So here we've got a whole wing. It is missing the wing tip actually, but obviously it comes in two parts. So you've got the flat and then the drumette, and you can cook these whole and that's absolutely awesome. But what we're going to do today is cut them. So need a sharp knife. Any chef's knife will do as long as it's sharp, and you want to be looking for the joint in the middle and then just straight through like so. And then we've got the flat and drumette there as well. And you can break those down as much as you want. You can use the wing tips as well for stock. I'm just gonna basically repeat that process with a whole bunch of these wings. So same again, so you want to find that joint. There are a couple of advantages to breaking down your own wings like this. Is A, it's normally cheaper to buy the whole wings because you don't have to pay someone else to break them down for you, and it's also a good practice for getting stuff like this completed. There is as well, so I'd say good practice, so you can just find that joint and cut through. If it's something you're not super confident with, you can just cut down through the skin like that, then find that joint again, and then straight through that way, like that. Same again with this one as well. If you're not confident, you can just take your hands and break it and open it up, so that will expose that joint there. And then same again, knife through, jobs are good in. So we're just going to do that with a whole bunch of wings now. Once you've got all your wings broken down into the individual flats and drumettes, then we're going to go ahead and get them transferred over into a bowl. Because we are going to season these with a sauce later, we're going to go fairly light on the seasoning. We're just going to go simply salt and pepper on these to start with, and then we'll sauce them later on to really get that flavour in there as well as the smoke. With this you want to get a good amount of kosher salt in there. And give this all a mix up in a bit. What people do a lot of the time, and what I've done in the past, is they'll dry brine this overnight. So get that salt and the seasoning on there, and then leave that uncovered in the fridge overnight, preferably on like a wire rack, and that will really help you get a crispy skin there. Drags out some of the moisture out of that chicken, dries the skin out, gets that really crispy when you get that cooking. So we're going to go ahead and get that all mixed in, make sure everything's got a real good coating on there, and then we're going to leave that to sit overnight. Alright guys, so we're going to get the barbie lit. I always try and use natural firelighters because they burn really clean. Obviously you can use whatever you want, but you don't want anything that's going to flavour your barbecue. So we'll get them lit, and then we'll get a starter chimney on there. I'll wait till they're starting to get ashed over, ready to cook on. Alright guys, so while we're waiting for the barbie to heat up, we're going to make the glaze for these wings. So we're going to need a pan. First of all, we're going to start off with a good amount of unsalted butter, and then we're going to go for some apple cider vinegar. You can really use whatever kind of vinegar you want, but we're going to go for probably about 50 ml of that or so, maybe a little bit more. To that, you're going to add your favourite hot sauce. I'm going with some Cholula, just the original one. Obviously you can go with whatever you want. Again, you want a good amount of that, probably about 50-60 ml of that. See, it doesn't look the best at the moment, but it will do. It's going to be awesome. And then finally to that, we're going to add some maple syrup. We just want pure maple syrup. Again, you probably want to be matching the hot sauce with that, so about 50-60 ml of that. And then yeah, we're going to get that sort of on some heat, get it all cooked through, get it all emulsified into one sauce, and that's going to be our glaze for the wings. Alright guys, so we want to be getting that sauce over some heat. I'm doing it inside today because I'm doing it ahead of time. You want to start bringing that up to a boil over a high heat first. Obviously you can do this on your barbecue as well. So it doesn't look amazing to start with, but it will be awesome, trust me. So once you brought that to the boil, you're going to want to reduce that down to a simmer for about 5 minutes or so, or until everything is reduced down to become sticky into a glaze. Basically when that starts sticking to the back of a spoon, you're all good. Alright guys, so that's about done. That's the kind of consistency that we're looking for, where it'll coat the back of the spoon. It's obviously got a lot thicker, looking real good. Alright guys, so you want to get the coal to about this sort of heat, so it's already good and lit, and I'm going to get that poured out. For these wings I'm going to be using a vortex, so I'm going to get that out of there for a second. So we're going to be using the vortex, so I'll get that poured now. Obviously we've got that poured out. As you can see, that is real hot. So we're going to get the lid on for a second, get the grates hot, then we're going to get the wings on. So we've got the grates on, we'll put the lid on for a second to get this heating up. Before we get started, I'm going to put a chunk of oak on there, get that going first. Just watch your fingers though, because it is real hot. That's going to give us that smoke flavour as the wings cook, and we'll get the wings on in a sec. Alright guys, so once that oak is started to heat up, we're going to start getting these wings on. Probably go skin up to start with. As we know, these were dry brined overnight. Alright guys, so now I've got the wings on. I'm going to get that lid back on, and cooking will take about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Alright guys, so it's been about 10 minutes, we're going to get the lid off, see how we're doing. They're looking pretty good so far. So we're going to get these turned. Alright guys, so we're going to get that lid back on. What you want to do though is make sure you turn the vent so that the smoke gets across all of the chicken, so it's dragging it out on all sides. So as we get this cooked done, we're going to rotate that vent all the way around. Alright guys, so it's been about another 10 minutes or so, so we're going to get this lid off again, see how we're doing. Once again, we are looking real good, got a bit more colour on there. I reckon these are pretty much done. That bit of oak has given us probably all it's going to, but get these flipped one more time. A little goes a long way, and yeah, we'll get them in some sauce. Alright guys, I think we are pretty much done. Check out the colour on them. got 170 out at the back there. We've got, let's have a look, like 180 there, maybe a bit more. Yeah, I'm gonna call those done. So they start grabbing these wings off, start getting these sauced in a second. So the wings are out of the Weber. We've got some of the glaze that we made earlier on, that sort of consistency, that kind of colour. We're gonna get that poured on the chicken. We'll get these sauced. So all the glaze out of there. So we've got those wings coated. Look at the gloss and shine on them. They are going to be banging. The spicy, the smoky, the sweet, they are awesome. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. As always, how we got here is going to be in the description below. All the ingredients, the amounts, the tools that we used. And yeah, if you like the video, leave a like, drop us a comment. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you stay up to date with all the new videos. And yeah, that's it, I'm out.